Hey cuties, PeachY here. Welcome back to a new video, and in this video we're going to talk about everything that happened in the first Fang Club Mattel Creations live stream. So let's get into it. So it started off pretty tame, just some presenters, explained like the benefits of Fang Club, the perks, cute, awesome, and the live stream was public. You were able to watch it on YouTube. If you were not a member, you could you could watch it anywhere, honestly, also on a website, but I think on YouTube at one point you couldn't comment unless you were a member. So it was basically public, free for all. They just explained how it works, the membership, and then they brought out Annalise and the other designers to talk more about the Gulux doll. She took up most of the runtime. The runtime of the live stream was barely an hour. Barely, and I want to say that like 80% of that was all due to Annalise, the amazing designer for the Gulux doll. So she started, explaining details and, like the process. And I was actually, the live stream was playing in the background as I was filming my previous video. So I didn't really, there's no subtitles either, so I couldn't really like read what was happening, but basically she was just explaining the process, and she had some like little early versions of her clothing, her outfit there as well, her boots, other versions of her face up of the head sculpt for Gulia, the process, and then also some fabric, little oh my god, like little, like the motifs and like what they used for the prints, like the brain print. Apparently there was like a lot of backstory and like little Easter eggs. So it was really cute. You could tell Annalise like had real passion for this doll, and like she really like put her heart into it. So I gotta say, good for you, Annalise. You did good. You did amazing. She looks amazing. And obviously we also got to see Gulia in her box. The box itself, pretty sleek. I guess they explained they really wanted to go for more of a sleek look, like she's on a night out, like she's not a student for one night, she's like going out to like some kind of event, like kind of like a party vibe, but like a glamorous, like very like not like pop, like it's more like like sophisticated. And it's like a mixture inspired by superheroes and just like everything that Gulia's into, and you can really tell with like the boots and like the crown. So it was really nice to hear kind of like the process, like the thought process and designs and early, like just the evolution and like how it kind of came to be. So I think Gulia looks amazing. It really sucks that I did not get her. She dropped, and I'm gonna see. Like I'll see if she sells out. I wanna wait if she will sell out, because she just dropped like a minute ago. And most people have been able to get her who are members. I haven't paid yet, so it really depends for me how quick she will sell out, and if she's still available like in a couple hours, you know what, I might try to get her. I might just try. But the thing is, like, I feel icky supporting directly Mattel like this with financially, when I know that they've just proven themselves to be money. Like they're just after money. They're just after money with the membership as well. Like I don't feel quite right supporting Mattel directly like this. I would much rather, in a weird way, like pay a scalper on eBay for this doll for like overcharged. Even then I would rather still pay on eBay, eBay prices for this doll than just pay directly Mattel, because I don't know. Again, it's just weird. I feel weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's a me problem. But I do want to get Gulia, and it really just, it depends, if she sells out, if she doesn't. Have you gotten her? Let me know. How was your experience? Also, just that one time I tried to get Laguna Haute Couture, and I didn't get her, and it sold out. That really traumatized me. I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to experience that, and especially now because of the membership fee, you're not guaranteed one, and so that's why I want to wait for, in case she she's still available. Because if she's not, then it's not worth it to me. I don't want to deal with the hassle of like paying the membership and then not being able to get her on top of paying a membership. Like, it just feels really sucky to me. Like, I don't like that. It's really bad. So if you got her, amazing, but again, I just don't want to pay for something like a membership that I'm not gonna get my money's worth out of, which is Gulia, because I don't want to risk it. Like, there's a risk here with Gulia, with the membership. With scalp prices, yes, you pay more, and it's horrible, but at least there's no risk. You are guaranteed what you are paying for. You know what I mean? So like, I just don't like this whole membership thing that they're doing. But anyways, sorry. After Annalise kind of like wrapped up the Gulia section, they moved on to what I will call feels like a runtime filler, like just filler, like for the live stream. Like, they had nothing else to talk about, so they decided to like bring out Rebecca, and then the oh my gosh, what's her name? I'm forgetting her name, but the head manager of all the other designers. They decided to bring the other designers out and just talk about the G3 dolls for like a quick second, and that was it. There was nothing like it's great. Like, I get it, it's cute, it's nice to get like info on the process, on like Easter eggs, on like I like that, I get that, that's awesome, but like, really, it just felt like filler. And if you watched the live stream, you could tell they were running out of things to say. You could tell that they were not like fully into it. Like, they were just trying to be like, upbeat and like just fill up the airspace. Like, literally, like, I'm not making it up. That's really like how it felt. And it's just so obvious, which makes it even worse. But I appreciate the insider look into the designs. It's great. But did it really add anything revolutionary to my knowledge that I didn't know before? No. Is it going to change how I view the G3 dolls? No. I feel like that's the biggest thing, is that if they had, shown some more, backstage, like early versions, maybe that would have been more interesting, like some more of an insight into the process. But they just pulled out the fully finalized, dolls that you can buy on the shelf right now, and they just kind of like pointed out some cute little Easter eggs, some details, and that's it. Like, stuff that we could notice. You know what I mean? Like, that's not like, and that's why you're paying. That's what you're paying for, the membership. You're paying to get to hear designers talk about things that we can see with our own eyes. Like, what? So yeah, it just felt kind of like filler. Like, they just had to fill up this runtime before they closed out the live stream and just had to talk about something, which is also weird because like, they could have talked about the Midnight Runway dolls. They could have talked about Fang Rochelle. They could have talked about so many different things instead of just talk about these G3 dolls that it really felt like filler. Like, they could have shown us our first in real life looks at Cleo and Spectra from the Midnight Runway dolls. They could have done that, and that would have been interesting, but no, they just showed us like the dolls G3. Like, okay, great. And like, again, they didn't add anything that we didn't already know, so it's just like, what was the purpose? And then the big teaser at the very end where they closed off the live stream was Fang vote Rochelle. Here she is, and she looks good. But it was really dark. I had to enhance the picture here. This is edited by me, so it's like very, very exposed. Now it's a lot of filters, so it's barely the quality is horrible. It's in the gutters. It looks horrible. But it's our first look nonetheless. And the hair, long hair, bangs, the dress, the mermaid, silhouette at the very bottom, the shoes, we can really see the layers. Looks good. I think she looks good. Does it look like a little bit messy? A little bit, but I do think it's a prototype, since they didn't really show us the full doll. So I do think maybe like in a couple of days, maybe next week, we'll get to see the full reveal, hopefully, because we've waited so long already. It's already almost April, so like, where is she? I feel like it's about time. I feel like they just probably forgot about Fang vote Rochelle and just like, okay, let's smack her at the end of the live stream to keep people waiting, you know. And I feel like people already knew that it was going to be Rochelle. Like, what else were they gonna tease? Like, what, Creep Productions series 2? When they got asked that question, which, by the way, the questions in the live stream, they said that they were, you know, going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, but there were so many, the majority of questions were about the restock for alumni releases, you know, Creep Productions, Real Drama. And they did not mention, they did not talk about restock once in the live stream. So it's very obvious that the person who was holding the phone, you know, like the lady, and she was like going through the questions, she saw all the questions about restock and like all the questions that no one wants to answer, and she picked out the best questions that they could actually answer. And then even with the Creep Productions, for like more dolls, all they said was that we were going to be pleasantly surprised, which, what does that mean? Does that mean we're gonna get series 2 Creep Productions when series 1 wasn't even like fully available? Like, what? It's kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of like ridiculous that they're gonna bring out a series 2 of Creep Productions when series 1 wasn't even like really available to most people in the US, much less internationally. Like, it's ridiculous. And then of course the restock, but that's something that they don't want to talk about, obviously. So, you know, the live stream as a whole was okay. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It was nice to get the intel, to get to see Rochelle. Hopefully she'll get released soon. Hopefully we'll get to see our first look completely very soon. It wasn't fun to see Gulia. It was fun to hear Annalise's in-depth thoughts on Gulia and like what the process was, but it definitely felt like filler half the time, and it just, yeah, I don't know, I'm sure it'll get better, you know. It was the first live stream, to be fair, so they're still getting a hang of it, but yeah, if you're joining and like they're really trying to push the live stream as being like a big perk, it's not worth it, especially if the live stream is available on YouTube as well. Like, definitely not worth it. And lastly, this wasn't part of the stream, but a fellow Monster High fan at Kai on Instagram, they do art on their profile. It's really amazing. I will leave a link down below. They did a redesign of G3 Venus, like what she could look like, and I thought she looked so good. I just had to share it with all of y'all because, like, honestly, it kind of fooled me. Like, if I wouldn't have gotten it from Kai themselves and I would have just seen this like somewhere else, I would have thought maybe this is like an early version of Venus because it looks like Venus. I love that, you know, it's still Venus, but we have like a different hairstyle. The style is still very Venus, but it's also like a little bit more colorful. I love the little sack with pollen, the skirt, I love it. And then also the legs, like they're thicker like these series. So it's still stylized, but it looks like Venus. So I just thought it looked amazing. So great job. Great work, Kai. And hopefully, you know, we'll actually get to see Venus very soon, her concept art, and also in the series, because we got to see a cameo of her, you know, pet in the Skulltimate Secrets locker. For Claudine, I believe. So I think, you know, it's no coincidence, and maybe Venus will return. Maybe that was a hint also that she's going to be included for Creep Production Series 2, or maybe as like a collector doll. Honestly, it could be anything, but I just hope we get to see Venus in her G3 era as well, because she deserves to return, okay? And she looks amazing. But yeah, that was the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already so you don't miss out when I post more content like this, coming your way daily and keeping you up to date with all the adulty you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time, stay peachy. Kisses and happy weekend.